New Orleans is also reportedly set to see increased Border Patrol activity soon. Agencies in the metro area are already coordinating with the feds in preparation of that. Let's bring in Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry now. Governor Landry, welcome to you. Can you give us an update on this? And are there plans in place for federal authorities to move in on the ground there in New Orleans?
Well, of course, Sandra, we never do talk about some of the things we're doing to fight crime ahead of time. But I can tell you that we have been working closely with our federal partners. This summer, we did an Operation Violent Crime crackdown here in the capital city in Baton Rouge, resulting in a number of violent criminal arrests. Of course, we stood up the Louisiana lockup right at the end of the summer as well, which is where ICE can hold some of the worst around the country. And we do know that New Orleans is a place under which we've had illegal criminal activity, alien activity in and around that city. Chief Conley, who is the chief of police from Kenner, has consistently had problems with illegal aliens conducting very violent crime in and around the city and his city, and has been consistently working with the feds to try to crack that down.
What can you tell us about this immigration raid operation in Kenner, Louisiana, just outside of New Orleans? That the raid operation at the city's boat launch. Can you give us any details on that?
Yeah, I can look again. That's the chief of police I was talking to you about, Keith Conley. He has been working with me ever since I was Attorney General and complaining to the rest of law enforcement and to state officials and anybody who would listen that his city was under siege by illegal aliens who did nothing but conduct criminal activity. And so he's been working closely with ICE and the Louisiana State Police in order to break those gangs up. And I will tell you that when ICE is ready, we certainly welcome them to come into the city and be able to start taking some of these dangerous criminal illegal aliens off of our streets. And we've got a place to put them at Angola.
All right, real quickly, here's the Kenner police chief, Keith Conley, in his own words. Listen.
You know, we've gotten complaints for the last 3 years on the lawlessness and the nuisance crimes that have been occurring at the lakefront. We've had a strong presence. We patrolled it. We've cited people, but it just wasn't enough. The conduct was escalating. Citizens were getting harassed and bullied, strong-armed, and enough is enough. HSI and ICE were also present. They did take 13 or 15 people into their custody for further investigation.
Governor, real quickly, before I move on to another topic, do you believe the people on the ground there in Louisiana, specifically New Orleans, will welcome such ICE operation?
Absolutely. Look, people around Louisiana want their communities to be safe, irrespective of whether it's criminal illegal aliens conducting violence or American citizens or Louisiana citizens. If you go out there and break the law, we're going to put you in jail.
All right, so you are grabbing a lot of headlines for a move you've made in the Wall Street Journal, Governor. You are saying come to Louisiana as socialism takes storm here in New York City with a new mayor-elect in town. Here's the ad. It ran in the Wall Street Journal today. In Louisiana, we value capitalism, not socialism. As you rethink New York City, rethink Louisiana. What's your pitch to New York City residents to come to your state, Governor?
Well, our pitch, not only to New York, but to the rest of America is, look, over the last 35 years, Louisiana had the slowest GDP growth in the nation. However, in the last 22 months, we've reduced our taxes, we've improved our educational standings, we've made our communities more safer, we've embraced capitalism rather than socialism. We don't complain, we compete, and we're seeing our metrics start to move. For the first time in 35 years, we've clocked 30,000 people moving into the state rather than out. We've got $70 billion worth of new investment that has come over those 20 months. And what that equates to is 114,000 new job opportunities. So, Sandra, right now, Louisiana per capita has more jobs available than anywhere else in the country. And so while those folks might want to embrace socialism in New York, we know what that looks like. It's going to be a mess. And so for those people that embrace capitalism and don't want to complain but do want to compete, we want you to come to Louisiana.
Yeah, and the food and the music and the culture aren't bad either. All good reasons to live in Louisiana. You know I know it well, Governor. I love it.
Well, look, you're right. Look, hospitality may have been born in the South, but it was perfected right here in Louisiana. So we want people to come home to Louisiana.
Love that. The people are great, that's for sure. Governor, thanks so much for coming on.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.